For the summer, Auburndale Sports has a large selection of equipment. They also offer racket restringing and regripping. They carry most major lines of baseball and softball equipment and can replace and repair that old equipment you thought was useless, including bat regripping. While you wait, and they will take your old skates and trade towards the purchase of new ones. So for any sport, any time of the year, come to Auburndale Sports Shop, 419 Lexington Street, Auburndale, for the equipment you need and the service you've always wanted. Call 965-3356. We're not far from the Marriott.
You're listening to Your Sports IQ, WHET 1330 AM in Waltham. My name is Chris Haynes. Along with me is Darrell Johnson. College football's just around the corner, and Street and Smith, the official college football magazine, has picked its top 15 teams. And heading the list is Ohio State, followed by Southern Cal, Michigan, Nebraska, Alabama, Texas, Notre Dame, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and in 10th position is Arizona State. And we've got a phone call. Hello, you're on the air.
Yes, I'd like to give a try at that question you asked about that automatic jack.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Johnny Lou Jack?
No, I'm sorry. That isn't the answer.
It's not, huh?
No.
Oh, well.
What's on your mind tonight in the world of sports, caller?
Well, I was just listening to your program. I had just finished eating, and
I'll
tell you one thing. I've got a question.
Go ahead.
And,
not another one of those baseball questions.
Well, it's a question that was put to me today, and I got it's 3 answers, and I have 2 parts to it. The question is, in all of sports, that includes, baseball, basketball, hockey, and football, there's only 3 teams that don't end in the letter S. And what are they? I have 2 parts to it, and if there's anybody out there in the listening audience knows the other
There's
answer,
only 3 teams?
There's only 3 teams.
Okay, well, Patriots are one.
No, that don't end in S.
You mean like
the
don't
end in S?
I'll tell you one of them, Red Sox. See what I mean?
Yeah, White Sox.
Yeah, that's right.
And
now,
Blue
who is
Sox.
the other one?
Okay, Red Sox, White Sox, and let's see.
Red Sox, White Sox. Any Green Sox?
No, there's no Green Sox.
Hornets. That's an S, though, right? That's
No,
a good question.
I don't even know what sport. I've been trying to think of the sports, and can't get
They're
it.
active now?
They're active now.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Well, that's another one we'll
Is
have to figure
that's
out.
an professional sports
that's
call?
right. Yes, Major League sports. Supposedly, that's the way it was asked.
Does not end in the letter S.
That's right.
Well, that's a pretty good question. So we don't know the answer for you right now.
Well, as I say, if somebody out there in the listening audience knows it, I'm dying to find out.
All right, we put that out there to our listening audience if
All
they know
right.
the answer. Thanks for your call.
Okie doke.
All right,
Bye.
891-1330 is the number to call. Now we have 2 problems. Guy got 3 RBIs and wasn't accredited with a hit. And there are only 3 teams in professional sports that does not end in an S. And my question is, Automatic Jack, his real name. Keep it interesting. I won't even give you a hint, but its category is presidents. And it says, a self-proclaimed nation #1 football fan, this president was a bench warmer on his college football team.
Sounds like the trickster to me.
Sounds like all of them. Sounds like all the presidents has ever been. Sat on the bench, huh? Might have been the president of a particular college. Now, let me think. Sox, S-O-X. White Sox, S-O-X. Seals, Braves. Boy, that's hard. I really can't figure it
Well,
out.
while we keep thinking about it, we've got a phone call. Hello, you're on the air.
Hello. How about New Orleans Jazz?
Very good. Yeah,
Hey,
that was
from
all
a
right.
female. I have to give you a hand.
Oh, okay.
We would have never figured that out. New Orleans Jazz.
Well, it just hit me while I was cooking the chicken, so I'll go back to my chicken. Thank you.
Thanks for your
Bye-bye.
call. Bye-bye. Well, people are eating and cooking chicken. We can't figure out the baseball answer. Hello, you're on the radio.
Hi, Darrell.
Hi.
I was going to call you and tell you about the Jazz, but the young lady beat me to it.
Are you cooking chicken tonight, caller?
No, I'm not cooking.
What are you
chicken,
doing?
Colonel.
What are you doing right now?
What am I doing? I
Yes.
just raced to tell you about the Jazz.
Oh, the Jazz.
But I was looking for my week's pay, and I was very disappointed that no trivia questions tonight.
We don't.
We
we
have
don't travel
asked
by
the
carrier
Trivia
pigeon.
question?
Pardon me?
We just asked the question.
Yeah, what was it? I missed it.
Oh, Automatic Jack.
Automatic Jack, I have no idea.
No idea at all?
No. Oh, can I have another category?
All right, pick your category. Go ahead.
Basketball.
Basketball? You called before?
Did I call before?
Is this voice familiar?
Should be.
Uh-oh.
Won $4 last night.
Oh, you did?
Dr. T.
All righty. Well, I tell you what. Since you weren't cooking chicken and you consider yourself a trivia expert, I will ask you a basketball question.
Okay.
And here's hoping that it stumps you.
Do I
Colleges.
get anything if I get this?
Pardon?
Do I get anything if I get this?
Yeah.
What do I get?
A $2 bill.
Okay, fine. Put it in.
What do you want?
No, that's
You want the
fine.
White House? You want to run for president of the United States?
I should be.
All right, now here's a question. And this is small colleges now, and you have to tell me which small college this particular player went to.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Gus Johnson. I give you a popular name.
Idaho. Either Idaho or Idaho State. It was one of the... Idaho.
You have to make a choice, sir.
Oh, come on. You know it's Idaho or Idaho State.
I don't know that. You
You
have
could
to
say
make
it's
a
somewhere
choice.
within the continental United States, and you'd be right.
All right, Idaho.
You're 100% correct because Idaho and Idaho State are two different schools.
How do you like that?
I don't at all.
That's enough for you. $2.
That's
it.
enough for you, sir.
I'm up to 6 now.
Okie doke.
Wait a second, Darryl. Hey, Chris.
Yes.
Chris, are you a college football fan?
Yes, I am.
All right. What do you think of... you were discussing BC and Texas last night. What do you think of BC's chances?
Well, BC is going to have to fill the slot vacated by Mike Kruzek at quarterback, and apparently at this point it's up in the air as to who's going to get it. And if they can fill that slot, they may surprise some people. But Darrell Royal has run the wishbone offense with a great deal of success since back in the 1969 season, and he's got some awesome people. He, too, has a bit of a quarterback problem, but I don't think it's as bad as BC's. He has Ted Constanzo, who saw some action last year. Constanzo can run. He can also pass. Well, the big factor in Texas' favor is they've got Earl Campbell,
Yep.
only a junior.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, he can run.
BC's Capriola is some runner.
Capriola, incidentally, we were talking about Street and Smiths. Capriola is...
I got the Street and Smith right in front of me.
Right. Now, Capriola, if you'll notice, is slated as one of the top backs in the country, All-America candidates.
Yep.
I think it should be an interesting game. Like I told the caller last night, I kid around about BC a lot, but I think that, BC does bring some top-flight football to the area, and we all should really be grateful to Bill Flynn, Joe Ukika, and the entire staff over at BC because they enable the fans to see live some really great football clubs.
Oh, yeah. Once BC, they lose their first few games when they play these top opponents, then automatically they're rated like number 4 or 5 in New England, behind teams like Dartmouth or Holy Cross, teams they could bury any day of the week.
A team I'm interested in seeing this year, this might be the year that Pitt overtakes Penn State in the East.
Right.
And, of course, with Tony Dorsett running out of your backfield, anything can happen.
Well, the other kid, what's his name? Elliott Walker?
Elliott Walker. He can fly. He had about 800 yards last season.
Oh, yeah. They have quite a duo in that backfield.
I don't understand why y'all talking about BC football in Pittsburgh.
Well,
you know,
because
they don't play football in the East.
Pardon me?
They don't play football in the
Of
East.
course they do.
No, they don't. They're the best team in the country.
What are you talking
In my
about?
estimation, is Arizona State, not Ohio State, nothing out of the Big Eight. You watch out for Arizona State this year.
Once you get them out of Arizona, they're nothing.
Is that right?
Yeah, when you go down there, there's no way to win. But if you get them out of Arizona, you can beat them.
I'll tell you,
You think so?
UCLA might surprise Arizona State, and that's going to be the opening game
I
on
know, tonight game.
ABC's NCAA College Football Series.
I know, that should be a fine game. But the funny part is UCLA will probably go into the game as an underdog.
Well, we plan to have a coach on from BC this week, and he'll tell us about Eastern football. Personally, I don't think they play football in the East.
Why don't you have me on? I'll tell you about Eastern football.
Well, we want to have a Oh, do you coach at BC?
No, of course not.
Oh, okay. Well,
But I
then,
probably know more about it.
about BC. Is that why they're so successful?
That's right. What about Penn State? They've always been powerhouse in the East, and also when they play in bowl games, they've got
You know,
very
Joe
good.
Paterno, speaking of Penn State, Joe Paterno has the best winning percentage, I believe, of all active coaches at present. And he does a hell of a job recruiting year in and year out, and they've done well over the past few seasons.
Oh, that's true. Penn State, and then whenever they played a bowl game, they've always been very powerful.
And even when they have a so-called off season, they're still right up near the top.
That's right. They went down and played against Texas, wanted Wishbone a few years ago, and they buried them.
30-6.
That's right. So, Darryl, that's what you get about Eastern football. It's not that bad.
I still do not believe they play football in the East.
Well, give me another basketball question.
No, I won't give you another basketball question. You'll have to hang up to try again, all right?
Darryl.
All right, thanks for your
See you
call.
later. Bye.
891-1330, that's the number to call. We've figured out the three teams for that guy that was eating dinner. The White Sox, the Red Sox, and the New Orleans Jazz. They do not end in an S, even though it sounds like it. We'll be right back.
Don't blow your cool. When the mercury starts to climb, your automobile's engine runs hotter too. Let Newton Auto Supply at 438 Lexington Street in Auburndale help you maintain an even temperature all summer long. Newton Auto offers antifreeze, Delco and Bridgeport thermostats, sealed power water pumps, and Daco fan belts and radiator hoses. They also stock a host of cooling system chemicals and accessories. If staying cool is not your problem, then stop in at Newton Auto for any of your automotive needs. They have excellent coverage in foreign and domestic car exhaust, featuring Walker muffler and pipes. Or if you don't have hard parts in mind, let them outfit you with any number of automobile polishes and waxes. Newton Auto carries a full line of DuPont and classic car care products, always the best at the right price. They also wish to remind you that machine shop service is available. So if you're in the area, drop into Newton Auto for a helpful tip or worthwhile automotive advice. Keep them in mind next time your Chariot is in need of parts. That's Newton Auto Supply, 438 Lexington Street in Auburndale, or phone 969-1191.
Welsh Travel Consultants, specialists in corporate and business travel, invites all travel coordinators and traffic managers to explore the advantages of having Welsh Travel provide your travel needs. Whether you're a one-man company or a large international company, you may need the services of Welsh Travel. Let us evaluate your present method of obtaining airline tickets, auto rentals, or hotel reservations. At no extra charge, Welsh Travel will provide all those services in a more efficient manner. Call Welsh Travel at 237-5707 for an appointment. That's 237-5707.
Great dining can be found at reasonable prices at the Loft Restaurant, where every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday evening, the Loft features its Dinner for Two special. Start your meal with a crock of French onion soup, hot breads, and a fresh salad. For entrees, choose from such items as steak teriyaki, broiled scrod, and veal cordon bleu. All this served with potato and vegetable, and a delicious dessert ending with chocolate mousse. The entire dinner for two is served for only $9.95. Enjoy the garden atmosphere and the great food of the Loft. 2 complete dinners for $9.95. Every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday night at the Loft Restaurant, 144 Moody Street, Waltham.
Back on your Sports IQ with Chris Haynes and Darrell Johnson. Hey, excuse me. Hello, you're on the radio.
Yeah, is the answer automatic Jack Manders?
Pardon me, would you repeat that, please?
Jack Manders, M-A-N-D-E-R-S.
Jack Manders, Darrell?
That's the correct answer, sir. I'm choking. Excuse me. Jack Manders is correct.
That's the right answer. Good.
Pardon?
I say that's good.
Why?
Did I get the right answer?
Oh, if you say so, yeah, it's good then. You follow football?
Yes, I do.
Well, did you know that the odd makers in Reno, Nevada listed Pittsburgh 9-5 favorites to win the American Football League Conference Championship, and also listed the Los Angeles Rams a 2-1 favorite of the National Football Conference?
That's for this year?
Yeah. What do you think of that?
Well, I don't know. Maybe Pittsburgh might do it, but I don't think L.A. will.
What is L.A. missing?
Well, I don't know.
Go ahead and say quarterback. Everybody knocks the quarterback.
They do need a quarterback, right?
James Harris is an excellent quarterback.
He's a good quarterback, but he hasn't proved it yet.
They won 12-2 last year. How many games do they have to win to prove it?
They got to win the big one, that playoff game.
Well, if that being the case, Fran Tarkenton is a good quarterback.
No, I don't say Frank Tarkenton is either.
Well, who do you think's the best quarterback in football?
The best one.
Right now?
Bob Greasy.
Only because they won Super Bowls?
No. I think he's a good quarterback.
What do you think of Kenny Anderson of the Bengals caller?
Kenny Anderson? Yeah, he's a good quarterback. Very good quarterback, in fact. He doesn't have a team in front of him, though, that give him the protection that he needs.
Kenny Anderson?
Yeah.
I
Cincinnati?
Think Cincinnati has an excellent offensive line.
Yeah, they didn't do too much from last year.
Well, they had suffered a few injuries in their backfield last year, but they have an excellent offensive line, and
Yeah.
I think you're going to hear from Cincinnati this year. As a matter of fact, Kenny Anderson has thrown 15 passes this exhibition season, and he's completed 14 of them.
Yeah, I know. I remember Kenny when he was in college. Very good. Very good.
So that's not so bad. But Burt Jones is the best quarterback in football right now,
That's
sir.
the kid from USC?
No, LSU. Plays at the Baltimore Colts. Burt Jones.
Oh, he's from LSU?
Yes.
Oh, I thought he came from USC.
He quarterbacked LSU in the Orange Bowl against Nebraska back in '71.
Oh, that's right.
And they just narrowly missed winning that game. Nebraska defeated them 17-12.
Yeah.
And that's the best young quarterback right now in football. You know, Terry Bradshaw and Ferguson and Jones all come from the same area.
That's right.
In Shreveport, Louisiana.
Right.
Went to captain.
You sound like you're a Midwest or a Southern football fan.
Well, they play football in the South, sir, and yes, I am from the South. How did you ever guess that?
What college particularly?
Particularly a small college in Baltimore, Maryland, Morgan State College.
Hey.
And we put out a few athletes.
That's not a small college athletically.
No, athletically, we have held our own in the past. Right now, I cannot brag about it.
Yeah, well, you can brag about Morgan State because I've heard a lot of guys from Morgan State.
Well, we still have a few guys playing. Willie Lanier is still holding his own with the Kansas City Chiefs.
No one better.
And Leroy Kelly filled in quite well for Jim Brown when Jim left. And
right.
Raymond Chester's playing well.
Yeah, there's a lot of good ones out there.
And people are knocking Mark Washington because of his performance in the Super Bowl as a cornerback with Dallas. But Mark's a very steady cornerback, and you'll hear something from him.
Sure.
Caller, what about BC and Texas? You a big college football fan?
I'm strictly a BC man, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Strictly a BC man?
You're like my father-in-law, strictly an Eagle all the way.
Yeah, I've been an Eagle fan since I was a little kid.
Well, how do you think they're going to do? I mean, it's pretty ambitious taking on the Longhorns.
I think they are, yeah. Like last year I thought they were going to beat them. Was it? No, 2 years ago.
And Texas reeled off their tricky kickoff play there, and that did them in.
Yeah, after BC held them good for a while there, but like I heard you talking on the thing there, they need a quarterback, and Glenn Capriola is a good halfback. There's no question about that, but they need a quarterback. Who are they going to get?
Well, they had that fellow O'Brien, I believe, from Catholic Memorial. He'd been injured off and on. Palazzola has transferred from, Jay Palazzola from Gloucester has transferred from Notre Dame to BC, but he's got to sit out a year.
Yeah, I was going to say that I heard that where I work that he had transferred from Notre Dame, but he can't play this year.
He has to sit out under NCAA rules. He has to sit out an academic year.
That's right.
Well, I don't know. I think Texas will win, but like I say, I'm really appreciate the fact that BC is bringing top-flight football to the area so that you don't have to sit and watch it on TV.
I agree with you 100%. They're giving the people their money's worth.
Caller, thanks very much for the call.
Is there any prize for that?
Oh, yeah, just stay on the line and give your name and address to our executive producer. You want a $2 bill, sir.
Well, how about that?
Yes, you could always buy a flashlight with it.
I can buy something.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
All right, thanks for your call. 891-1330, that's the number to call. Do we have a phone call? We don't have a phone call right now. We're looking over the Boston College scouting report, and I saw a couple of quarterbacks' names in here. Both of them are juniors. It says Ken Smith, and the report says a great arm. He was redshirted in 1975 and no experience. He missed spring practice 76 with hyperextension of the wrist. And Joe O'Brien. Now, this Joe O'Brien, the quarterback, the people expect a lot out of Joe O'Brien.
Yeah, he's been injured on and off, I believe, Darryl. He spotted with Mike Kruzek.
It just says he lacks confidence.
I think that's
I
due
can
to
understand playing for BC.
I believe we have a phone call. Hello, you're on the air.
Hi, Chris.
Yes.
I want to pose this question to you and Darryl. My friend and I have been having an argument. In your opinion, both of you, who's the best running back in football? I mean, over the last, say, 20 years.
Last 20 years?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. See, well, I go back a little bit in running backs in football. That is very, very difficult to say who's in professional football.
Right.
See, I would go back a little bit longer and say if the person would have lived, Willie Gallimore.
Really?
Yeah, that's my opinion. But before Willie Gallimore, I'd have to say Gale Sayers.
And he used to play for the Bears?
Yeah, Chicago Bears. He died in a car accident with a wide receiver by the name of James Farrington, who would have gone on to greatness.
The old star is O.J. Simpson today and Jimmy Brown of yesterday. Wouldn't you say? I mean, if you ask most people who's the best running back in the last 20 years, I think either O.J. Simpson or Jimmy Brown would come to mind. Wouldn't you think so? Say so?
But as far as yardage is concerned, yes, I'd have to say Jim Brown and O.J. Simpson. But as far as a complete running back, you know,
I think Gale Sayers. I liked Gale Sayers. Unfortunately, serious knee injuries cut him down at the prime of his career, but he could do it all. He could run back punts and kicks. He could catch passes, and he was awful snaky around the line of scrimmage. He wasn't very much of a power runner like Brown or Simpson, but boy, he was elusive, and once he got into the open, forget it.
I agree with you there, but I still think that, of course, this is my argument. I think Jimmy Brown was because he played, never was hurt, and he always performed.
Well, you know, look at the line that Jimmy played in front of and look at the line that Simpson played in front of. If you went on that, then you'd have to say Simpson was better than Jimmy Brown because Simpson did not have as well a disciplined blocking line as Brown had in those days. But, you know, the defenses have changed. That's like saying who's better, Hank Aaron or Babe Ruth. It's virtually impossible.
Yes, I agree with you.
The running conditions were different when Jim Brown was playing. They played on natural grass. Now you find synthetic turf in this modern-day football, and the footage is better on synthetic turfs. You know, it's hard to say. It really is.
Teams didn't throw as many formations at them as they do now. I remember Jimmy Brown against the Giants in particular. He'd carry 4 or 5 guys with him every time he carried the football.
I can hardly hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Well, the only reason I like Jimmy Brown because a lot of people say he wasn't fast, but I thought he was exceptionally fast. I mean, he got to the line of scrimmage, and if you didn't tackle him, see you later. I mean, he was gone.
Well, you know, like I said, that's a very difficult question to answer.
It's an unfair question because every great running back had to run with the same line.
Right.
And that would prove a heck of a lot more. It's like in baseball, if you try to compare Williams and DiMaggio, I think it was unfair.
Yeah, well, let's look at it this way. Let's say who was in the backfield with Jimmy Brown, all right? Bobby Mitchell.
Right.
Now, so Bobby Mitchell might have taken some of the heat off of Jimmy Brown. Did O.J. Simpson play with somebody as comparable as Bobby Mitchell, like a Braxton or whoever else was a fullback?
No, never.
So,
never had anybody as
so then we'd
comparable.
have to give the edge to O.J. Simpson then.
Right.
You know, because now the defense can key on just that one person in Buffalo, whereas they had to worry about Jim Brown and Bobby Mitchell. It's hard to say. It really is very difficult
Well,
to
you
say.
know, Darryl, I think everybody lives in the past. You know, I remember Jimmy Brown from when I was younger.
Uh-huh.
And, of course, I watched him all through his career. And I think you get prejudiced then, don't you?
Yeah,
if you watch somebody and you're impressed by him, you watch somebody else, you say, he doesn't show me much, you know?
Right.
But I always thought Jimmy Brown was really a tremendous back. But O.J. Simpson is no slouch.
Okay, well, we'll see what our listening audience thinks, all right? All right, thanks for your call. Bye-bye. 891-1330, you're on your Sports IQ. Hello? Hello? I guess there's nobody there. There was someone there. What can I say? It's all gone. I really couldn't tell you who was the best running
That's
back.
a tough question. You know, I think the offenses today have become so sophisticated that
it's virtually impossible to say. You know, they pass the ball more than that. It's hard.
Men in motion.
891-1330, that's the number to call. We'll be right back.
Sam's Outlet, located at 487 Moody Street, Waltham, and 107 East Berkeley Street, Boston, is a unique shopping experience. Sam's is a very different Army and Navy store. Sam's Outlet carries the finest and pre-washed garments, such as landlubber halter jumpsuits, short-sleeve jumpsuits, and a tremendous variety of stylish jeans. Also, Sam's has the landlubber dress coat, both long and short-sleeved. Sam's Outlet carries a huge inventory of Wrangler products, such as jackets, flares, straights, lightweights, heavyweights, in both pre-washed and regular denim. Just arrived for immediate selling are Wrangler flared corduroys in many colors at only $10.99. For the sportsmen, Sam's has camping equipment, such as Eastern backpacks, sleeping bags, Converse sneakers, and the internationally famous Spec track, tennis, and basketball sneakers. Sam's Outlet has clothes for the hard hat, too, specializing in brand names like Carhartt and Carter's. The feature of the week is a 100% polyester double-knit tennis jacket for only $5 if you mention Jim or Daryl's name. It's a $15 value for only $5, but you must say the secret words, Jim or Daryl. When on Moody Street, visit Sam's Outlet and meet Ron the Rascal, Dynamite Dawn, and Jovial George. Remember, Sam's Outlet, an Army and Navy boutique.
Arthur Blair Associates is one of Boston's most prestigious secretarial placement agencies, specializing in banking, investment, publishing, legal, and media services. And we have a problem. We have too many positions and not enough qualified applicants. Salaries range from $150 to $245 a week, covering metropolitan Boston and a 25-mile radius. Please call 723-8130 or drop in at 19 Congress Street, Boston. That's Arthur Blair Associates, 19 Congress Street, Boston. The number to call again is 723-8130. Ask for Tom Fenney. And now a message from Nautilus in Newton. Wouldn't you like to increase your athletic ability and at the same time enhance your physical appearance? Do it quickly and efficiently with Nautilus equipment. Nautilus training takes just 30 to 40 minutes a workout and increases strength, flexibility, and cardiovascular endurance. Nautilus uses full-range rotary motion with variable resistance to build your natural strength curves, and these gains are easily applied to any athletic activity. Nautilus has an intense summer program for serious athletes now underway. Come down and give Nautilus a try. You receive a free trial workout that will make you a believer in the Nautilus way to better physical fitness. That's Nautilus in Newton, 160 Charlemont Street, near Route 9 and just off Route 128, at exit 56E, Needham Street. The phone number is 965-0380. Call for more information.
We'd like you to know that every night Magoo's Saloon, 1391 Washington Street, Route 16, West Newton Square, shows first-rate, full-length motion pictures, and there's no admission charge. Why pay from $2 to $4 to sit in one seat quietly all night when you can go to Magoo's Saloon and watch a great flick while you have a drink or something to eat, talk with your friends, or even have a cigarette if you like, plus free hot popcorn when you purchase a pitcher of beer during the movie. So stop in and pick up a movie schedule or call Magoo's Saloon at 527-9553. That's Magoo's Saloon, 1391 Washington Street, Route 16 in West Newton Square. You can also catch all the televised sports events on Magoo's giant screen television.
You're back on your Sports IQ, and the Agganis Bowl game, originally slated for last Friday night, will finally be played tomorrow night, of course, weather permitting. That'll be at Lynn's Manning Bowl, starting at 7 o'clock. Get out and see the cream of the crop of high school football players, and you're supporting a worthy cause. And speaking of great athletes, you've got to mention the name of Harry Agganis, amongst the greatest ever produced in this area. And we've got a phone call. Hello, you're on the air.
Darrell, may I have a baseball question?
You would like a baseball question?
Yep.
Yes, sir. What St. Louis catcher had a record 61 putouts in the 1968 World Series? Dun, 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 dun. Hello?
Hi,
You still there?
mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, we'd like an answer there. I gave you the question.
MacArthur?
That's right. Wow. That's right. You're 100% correct, sir. How'd you know that?
I just took a guess. I just figured MacArthur's on Red Sox before then was for St. Louis.
That was very good. You sound awful young.
I am 14.
What are you going to do with the $2?
I don't know.
Well, you can give it to us.
No, I'd rather have it.
Okay, well, you just stay on the line and give your name and address to our executive producer. You just won a $2 bill. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
All right, bye-bye.
Darrell, speaking of youth participation, last night we ran a little comment on the Mickey Mantle team, which was doing a telethon to send their team to Sherman, Texas. And if anyone out there knows how they made out, feel free to give us a call. We'd be interested in finding out the results.
Well, I would certainly hope that people did contribute something, to very worthy cause. And talking about public service announcements, the 6th annual Joe Lazaro Celebrity Golf Tournament is being held August the 29th at the Marlboro Country Club. And celebrities will be there. Celtics, Patriots, Jim Nance will be there. I'll be there caddying. Chris Haynes will be there doing something. Do you play golf, Chris?
Never played. Maybe I'll keep score.
He'll be there. No, he'll keep score. And Bob Hope is supposedly to show up, and along with some Miss World contestants. So it should be a very interesting...
I'll definitely be there.
Should be a very interesting evening. Not evening, excuse me, Sunday. And you can pick up your tickets at Waltham's Lions Club or your area Waltham banks. Hello, you're on the radio.
Oh, Darrell?
Yes.
I'd like a baseball question.
Are you the same guy that just hung up?
No.
No?
No.
That sounded like. Baseball question, huh?
Yeah.
You like baseball?
Yeah.
Sure you don't want a hockey question?
I'll take a hockey question, I guess.
You don't really care, huh? As long as you get a question?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you a question. I'm going to see how astute you are. You know anything about the Stanley Cup?
Yeah, sure.
How old are you? I don't want to go back too far.
13.
13. So that means you, boy, that's too hard for you. Now I'll tell you what, I'll ask you a baseball question, and I really don't. This is going to put you to the test now.
Okay.
You ready?
Yep.
All right, this is about 1964 and 1965. Is that too hard for you?
Maybe around 1970.
Bob Robinson?
Yeah.
Bob Robinson. What question did I ask you? Pittsburgh Pirates?
Yeah.
He's looking it up. Hang on.
I'm still looking it up. Bob Robinson. Wait a minute. How did you know that?
I don't know. I know a lot.
You sure it's nobody? Hey, that's right. I'm getting ripped off by the kids.
Listen, caller.
I thought it was Willie Stargell. How did you know it was Bob Robinson?
I thought he got traded, but I was thinking back to about 1970.
Is that right?
Yeah.
All right, you stay on the line. You won $2 bill. Congratulations.
Okay, thank you.
All right, bye-bye. That's unbelievable. Chris,
I can't believe it. I'm shocked.
I thought myself, before I looked up the answer, I thought it was Willie Stargell. Then they robbing the bank today, so I'm going to have to change this around again. I'm going to go way, way back from there on. I'm going to have to go way, way back from there on. I think we have another call. We might get to it in a minute. I'm going to find a real tough baseball question.
This is really exciting, Darryl. I mean, we're getting a little bit of response from these fans, but they're breaking the bank.
You know, I'd like to tell the folks last night that the Pittsburgh Steelers beat the Philadelphia Eagles in a rainstorm 14-7, and Chuck Noll was very upset about that. He said that he's had better practice sessions. Hey, hello, you're on the radio?
Hello, Darryl.
Yes. I hope you're older than 14.
Yeah, a little bit.
All right.
Quite a bit.
Older than 14.
Go ahead.
Listen, what's the story with that baseball thing with the 3 RBIs?
You want me to tell you the answer?
Why, do you know it?
Yeah, I know the answer. I was just joking when I first came on the show.
Oh, sure.
You mean to tell me you didn't think I knew the answer?
No, you don't know the answer.
I do so know the answer. You want to hear it?
No, I don't want to hear it.
Why?
Have you given it out yet?
No, I haven't.
Show's over anyway. Give it out.
We should give it
I'm
out.
going to give the answer out anyway, all right? Just to show you I know the answer.
How about, was it some guy maybe hit a home run and he's allowed to touch home plate or something?
No, I'll tell you exactly what happened.
All right.
The guy hit a double, all right?
Uh-huh.
Off the wall.
Off the wall double. And he kept running and running and running and running. 3 runs scored in front of him, and they threw the ball at first base on a protest, and he forgot to touch first base, so his hit was not counted, and he was out.
Well, that's something what I just said. He didn't touch home plate, I said.
He didn't touch home
I
plate.
said he hit a home run, but he forgot to touch home plate, and they called him out or something. So
Well, I said it was a double, and if you didn't say it was
That
a
did
double,
happen
we
one
can't
year.
count it.
Marv Throneberry hit a triple for the Mets in their initial season, and that happened.
That's it,
That
guys.
was very good. It's all over.
Wrap it up.
Thank you very much for your call.
Okay.
All right, you've been listening to your Sports IQ. For Chris Haynes, this is Darryl Johnson. Our executive producer will say good night to you.
Good night. This is WHET, 1330 AM in Waltham, Massachusetts.